Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. R. Kelly. So for those who don't know, a report came out on BuzzFeed.com that R. Kelly has a sex cult. And what he does is he lures in young girls around 19 years old. He finds the youngest he can now without it being illegal, lures them in, manipulates them, controls them, and basically has them trained on how to sexually please him. These women have to call him daddy, and they isolate themselves away from their families. They give up their freedom, their cell phones. They're only allowed to call him, and when they're disobedient, they get punished verbally and physically. Now, this information came out from families of the girls who are in this cult and women who used to be in the cult. They reported that what he's done is, we're going to work on your music together, and that's how he draws them in. And pretty soon, it's not about your music, it's all about him and what you can do for him and how you can please him. And for people to try to say, oh, these are grown women, oh, these are adults, they made this choice. Let me show you how an abuser works. What an abuser does not come right out of the gate beating you up, making you do all this crazy stuff, treating you any kind of way. They gain your trust first. They gain your trust. They make you reliant on them and less reliant on everybody else. They'll isolate you from your friends and family, and once they have you in your grip, that's when they start. Just like R. Kelly did. These girls were talking to him in secret without their families knowing, and these 18, 19-year-old girls he started off with, talking to him in secret without their parents knowing. And this is how he brought them in. They're quitting college, dropping out, just disappeared from college, not even dropped out. They just left. Just left. And so they're talking about one girl was too friendly with the subway guy, and R. Kelly pushed up against the wall and hit her, or a tree or something like that. Somebody else was too friendly with or laughed at another man, and they got punished. They have to ask permission to go to the bathroom, how to dress, what to wear, where they going. Only allowed to call him on the cell phones that he gave them. These women aren't living in the lap of luxury. They're in a prison, physically and mentally, because they literally can't do it. They have to be snapped out of it, or counseling or something. And I'm tired of people acting like we're lying on R. Kelly, like people have been lying on R. Kelly for the past 25 years. This man started out by marrying a 15-year-old. If you're wondering who the 15-year-old, it was the singer Aaliyah. Her very first album, I think R. Kelly may have even been on the cover or on the back of it. And one of the songs on it was what? Age ain't nothing but a number. He married a 15-year-old and named one of the songs he wrote, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number? Really? In an interview, the man asked, do you like teenage girls? And he looked confused like, well, what do you mean by teenage? There's only a set group of numbers where there are teenage girls, and that's from age 13 to 19. And you're telling me you can't confirm whether or not that you like teenage girls? And you, what? What? Seriously. And in that incident where there's video footage of him actually having sex with a child, and he still got off of that when I think it was said that 14 different people testified against him and said, yeah, that's R. Kelly. And somebody else even testified and said R. Kelly offered him $50,000 to say it was not him. And I think that was his actual brother. But we still support him. Why is that? Why do we support rape culture? Why do we support the people and the music and everything else that comes with it? Because it's not just R. Kelly. We have actors, we have family members, we have athletes that are abusive, that are rapists, and we support rape culture, but women are scared to report. So many rapes go unreported because of how we treat women when they report rape. Seriously. Come on now. I'm getting so sick of people. Well, I don't care. Well, you know what? We have to afford to care, especially if you're a black woman, because there's a greater chance for you to be raped than normal because you are a black woman. We are more prone to be victims to sexual assault, if you didn't know that. And I'm sorry, I've watched somebody have to strengthen themselves to tell me that they were raped and that the police weren't going to do anything about it. You don't know what that felt like. To have somebody that you love say I was raped and the police said it's just my word against his and they're not going to investigate. I'm sorry. I have to care. I can't help but care. Why are we spending our money on people that are doing this to our girls and our daughters and our sisters and our mothers? Why are we allowing this to happen? Why are we supporting this fool? Enough is enough. That man is a monster and we should treat him like such. What is he going to have to do? And the fact that he calls himself the Pied Piper. Are you serious? Do you even know what the Pied Piper is? If you don't know, here it is. Basically, the Pied Piper comes from a story. There was this city with a huge infestation of rats. Well, this guy comes to town, tells the city, well, I can get rid of the rats for you, and that's the Pied Piper. I can get rid of the rats for you. You just have to pay me afterwards. People like, okay, get rid of the rats. So the Pied Piper pulls his pipe out, plays the music. The rats line up behind him, and he marches them right out of town. Well, he comes back to town, and the people don't pay him. So do you know what the Pied Piper does? The Pied Piper plays his pipe, lures the children out, and marches them out of town and leaves with the kids. If that don't tell you what kind of man he is to call himself a Pied Piper, a man that lures children, the innocent, away from their safety, from their homes, then I know what is. So are you going to support this fool, this monster, or are you going to end this rape culture?